We are going to find the zeros of a function by using our calculators. Our example that we had was x squared minus 6x plus 8. So what we want to do is put that into our y equals. It was x squared minus 6x plus 8. And what we want to do is go to the graph. We should be in our normal viewing window. If you're not, remember you can hit zoom 6. And it will bring you back to your normal window. So what we want to do is identify the zeros, so we know one of them is right here and the other one is right here. We saw what they were in the table, but what we're going to do is use the calculator functions to also show us what they are. So what we need to do is hit second trace, and it brings us to this calculate screen, and we can see that option 2 says 0. So option 2 is going to perform the function that we want. So we're going to go down to number 2 and hit enter, and it brings you back to your screen, and you should have a blinking cursor. What you want to do, it's asking you down here for the left bound. Okay, so if we want to find, let's say, this 0 first, what we want to do is move this blinking cursor. Now it may be in a different position on your screen. That's fine, we're going to move it. So we want to move it close to right here. Okay, and you move it by using the left and right arrows. Okay, so right about there is fine. The numbers on your screen are probably different here. That's perfectly fine as long as your blinking cursor is somewhere here above the point that we want. Once we have our cursor here, we're going to hit enter, and the bottom of the screen should change to right bound. So what we need to do next is move this blinking cursor to the other side of the x-axis. So we move it to the right. Okay, right about there is fine. Again, your numbers at the bottom are going to be different, not a big deal. Okay, and we know that we're on the other side of the x-axis because our y value is negative. Okay, so once we have our blinking cursor on the other side of the x-axis, we hit enter again. The bottom of your screen should change to guess. Okay, we don't want guess, we want the exact answer. So we need to hit the enter button again, and it should give us the value of the 0, which is 2. Okay, and like I said, we saw that in our table, which we can see here. There it is, 2. Now, if we want to find this 0 here, we need to perform those steps again. Okay, which we'll do. So start from the beginning, where we hit second trace. Second trace brings us to this calculate screen. We want to go to 0, which is number 2. Now this time when we find the left bound, since our 0 is over here, we need to move the cursor just right here below the x-axis. Okay, we're coming in from a different side for this one, so now our left is actually below the axis. Okay, so we put our point somewhere around down here. Don't worry if your numbers are different, and hit enter. When you hit enter, the bottom of your screen should change to right bound. Now we're going to take this blinking cursor and move it somewhere up here above the x-axis. So we're going to move it to the right. There we go, somewhere there is okay. We know that we've moved above the x-axis because our y values are now positive. Okay, it doesn't matter what y value it is, as long as it's positive. We know we're in the right spot. Hit enter. It gives us the guess. We need to hit enter again. And there is our 0. Okay, so our zeros were 2 and 4.